Hello everyone. It's been a while. Today, we're tearing down the engine of the CFMOTO 1000MT-X. This engine is actually the KTM 990 power plant. While we're at it, let me explain how CFMOTO managed to acquire this 990 engine. The water pump cover is different from the CFMOTO 800 series. Notice this mounting bolt position. This section is more extended compared to the 800. The inspection window is also located right here. The design of the lower crankcase is also different from the 800 series. We can call this the timing chain compartment. The biggest advantage over the 800 or 790 series is that when replacing the timing chain, you don't need to split the entire crankcase. You can pull the timing chain straight out from here. This design is very friendly for mechanics. It's much more convenient to change the timing chain on a KTM 790. You only have two options: either strip the whole engine down or cut the chain to replace it. But cutting and riveting the chain involves high risks. The main concern is a poor connection leading to chain failure. The water pump impeller is the same as the 790. It's made of hard nylon. I bet some owners will want to upgrade it to aluminum. From my experience repairing many of these, let me summarize. As long as the impeller hasn't been improperly tampered with, the failure rate is actually very low. During installation, if you don't align the notch correctly, it will crack as soon as you tighten the bolt. Also, never hammer it, it will crack instantly. Now let's look at the clutch. It's a Japanese FCC unit. The entire body has undergone an anodizing process. It uses the same craftsmanship as the 790. This small central bearing is a Japanese NTN bearing. There's some reflection, but you should be able to see it. The clutch plates are definitely paper-based friction plates, also by FCC. The clutch basket has also been anodized. The oil pump drive gear is different from the 790. It's much larger than the 790's drive gear. Actually, the significance of this engine isn't just that KTM gave it to CFMOTO. It's that CFMOTO earned it through hard work. KTM took an interest in CFMOTO's 450 cubic centimeters engine. After all, the CFMOTO 450 has performed exceptionally well globally. Abroad, it's known as the Japanese bike killer. Since KTM lacks a small displacement twin-cylinder, the deal was made. KTM provides the 990 to CFMOTO, and CFMOTO provides the 450 engine to KTM. This is a fair trade. I believe this is a historic moment of pride for Chinese-made engines. I hope more domestic engines will be recognized and adopted by international brands in the future. The cylinder head structure is the same as the 790, but the balancer shaft counterweights are different. Owners of the 790 or 800 shouldn't expect to swap in the 990 camshafts. They are not the same. The 990 engine also features dual balancer shafts. One is located above the camshaft, and another is next to the crankshaft. The camshafts are still forged from alloy steel. The quality of these polished parts is top-notch. The exhaust camshaft is also forged alloy steel. The Valvetrain structure, as mentioned, is identical to the 790. It also uses oil jet lubrication. You should be able to see the Oil spray nozzles here. It's recommended to warm up the bike for 2 minutes before riding. The finger followers also feature DLC coating. At this stage, you can now replace the timing chain. It can be taken out directly like this. Oh, right. I forgot to include a clip. Let me show you something. This timing chain has been reinforced compared to the 790 series. Look at the width of the chain links. They are very thick. Listen to this, inside the timing chain housing. There are many more reinforcement ribs. The 790 series doesn't have these. After removing the cylinder head, let's check the valves. The valve material is the same as the 790 or 800 series. Look here. This component is the knock sensor. This indicates it definitely has a knock control system. I'll explain the knock control system in more detail later. Check the cylinder manufacturer, it's still Chongqing Jiqing. They have always been the head manufacturer for KTM. The cam chain tensioner is still a hydraulic unit, same as the KTM 790. As for the control system, currently, among domestic bikes, only the CFMOTO 1000MT-X is equipped with this system. This system operates in 4 steps: monitor, identify, intervene, and recover. Everyone understands what that means. It acts like a guardian for the engine, while ensuring safe engine operation. It extracts maximum power and efficiency from the fuel. Furthermore, based on fuel quality, engine wear, and carbon buildup, it automatically adjusts the ignition strategy. So for those worried about carbon deposits, with this system, you don't need to stress over it. In fact, carbon buildup on motorcycles is often optional to clean. It's not always critical. Next, the gear shift mechanism is located right here. On the 790 or 800 series, it's situated under the clutch. For instance, the commonly mentioned shift star or detent arm. The detent arm is right here. Since you've watched this far, please give the video a like. I'm really looking forward to CFMOTO releasing the 950MT soon. My legs are too short for an ADV. It also comes with an oil cooler. What I'm taking apart now is something that makes me, as an 800 owner, feel a bit jealous. This oil cooler seems to have been optimized. I feel the structure is more rational. Also, this oil pan is completely different from the 800 series. Look at its construction. CFMOTO calls it a semi-dry sump system. Let's look at the oil pump. It looks like this. It is entirely different from the 790 or 800 series, including the overall internal structure of the oil pan. This engine's max power is 83 kilowatts. Max torque is 105 Newton meters, peaking at 6,250 revolutions per minute. From 5,500 to 8,000 revolutions per minute, it can maintain over 90% of its torque output. This power delivery is perfect for ADVs and naked bikes. The ADV is out. So CFMOTO, how much longer for the naked bike? Also, we need to talk about these bolts. For these exposed bolts, Each one features a sealing O-ring to prevent oil leaks. So, theoretically, its oil leakage control should be superior to the 790 or 800 series. And look at where the bolt seats, they've added a chamfer for better contact with the seal. I feel like the more I say, the more 800 owners will feel upset. Let's open the crankcase and check the main bearings. It uses Japanese Daido copper-based bearings. The gears are standard, but let's look at the bearings. It uses CNU bearings. When I tore down the 800MT-S last year, I noticed KTM also started using CNU bearings. Removing the balancer shaft now. It's also forged alloy steel. This balancer shaft, together with the one on the camshaft, forms a dual balancer system. Now removing the connecting rod. Let's check the big end bearings. Also using Japanese Daido copper-based bearings. The rods are crack split connecting rods. Let's look at the crankshaft. It's still a 285-degree crankshaft, forged from alloy steel. The blue tinted areas indicate high-frequency induction hardening. It's also produced by Gangyang in Jiangsu. Now for the pistons. The pistons are still forged units. It's a lightweight design. You can see the piston skirt is designed to be very narrow. The piston crown also has a coating. Based on the color of the piston, it has also undergone anodizing. The oil ring is a single-piece design, but it's much thinner than the 790 or 800 series. This is likely to reduce the friction coefficient. To let everyone clearly see the finish on the piston crown, let me clean it off. A black crown on a new engine is normal. New pistons are coated with oil during assembly, which looks like this after initial firing. The color shows it's a hard anodized finish. Turning over to look at the cylinders. CFMOTO claims they use thermal spray coating. Let me explain this. It's actually called plasma spraying, which, like ceramic coating, is a high-end cylinder liner technology. In automotive engines, it's widely used. In the motorcycle industry, it's used on the later 800 series, this 1000 cubic centimeters, and Great Wall's 8-cylinder engine. Notice there are no crosshatch honing marks. This is one of its major characteristics. It doesn't need honing marks because the sprayed coating forms many microscopic pores. These pores retain oil just like honing marks do, to ensure piston ring lubrication. And here's a unique feature. When the cylinder surface wears down, it actually exposes new oil-retaining pores, so its lubrication retention is very strong. I've heard the plasma spraying equipment is incredibly expensive. Alright, we've basically finished the teardown. Now for some maintenance info for the owners. For oil viscosity, I recommend 10W50. An oil and filter change requires 2.6 liters. I recommend Shell Advance Ultra. If you have a higher budget, you can go for Shell Advanced Power. Standard maintenance every 5,000 kilometers. Having torn it down, my impression is that this engine isn't just larger than the 790. Its structure has also been significantly optimized compared to the 790 series. Material quality is similar, which is to say, quite excellent overall. Now I have to return it to them. I need to reassemble the engine. For fellow mechanics, this engine is easy to repair. As long as you can fix a KTM 790, you can fix this. The engine isn't too heavy either. It's a very lightweight design. Alright, getting ready to put it back on the stand. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.